everybody. We are back for Grotmas Day 9, where we are going to be doing some big stomp. The big boys are getting the love, and that means that yeah, we're gonna have some stuff and some things happening very soon. As always, we will look at doing some predictions. So if you'd like to participate in the poll, head over to the Purple channel where I can actually set up a poll. Unlike YouTube, which doesn't really let me do it because they are 10 years behind in terms of streaming technology. Which, yeah. All right, so yeah, Bill, let's go. All right, so we got 8 of these, and we'll be looking for 10 of them. 10 of them, which is freaking wild. Absolutely freaking wild. Eventually, we're going to have like literally billions of them. G'day, Will. How you doing, bud? Good to see ya. So we're getting knights, right? Both of them? Yes, we are getting both flavors of knights. It is going to be everything and everyone all the time jumping in their big old mechs and running at us. Now, I think from what we've seen, because you guys might have noticed there has been a bit of a trend with the detachments as they've released. I'm going to go out and say I reckon there's going to be a -1 to wound strat. Probably like a strength higher than toughness, whatever. I think Imperial Knights are going to get the ability to run through walls. And I don't know what the Chaos Knight's going to get. I think we're going to get something which favors having a lot of big models. Yeah. Woo! Pat is happy. Sam's happy. Sarah's happy. They've been removing older ones from the recently updated. What do you mean older ones? Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you mean. But yeah. Yeah. Like they did this with 10th. It's a neat way to encourage people to play the same models in different ways. Yeah. Or even just get models that haven't been in the meta for a while, getting a place in them, vis-a-vis like Tyranids using warriors. Barely anybody was using more than one squad of melee warriors. And not every list was running that. Even like as broken as like the Necron stuff is, getting them to use a lot of their vehicles and stuff rather than the Wraith spam or, the Titanics for the Monolith and that sort of thing. Having, what was the other one? The Solar Spearhead, having Dreads and Caladius tanks and all that sort of stuff. Like that is, whether balance actually works out or not, we'll see how it goes. But really it's about like, giving people options. Giving people options is always a good thing to work towards. And balance will come. New detachment stream game in 24 hours. Well, in 24 hours, we'd be doing this, so that would step on Grotmas. But, once I get any of the armies that I actually play as a detachment, I might look at doing a stream game. But, yeah. Mushu, I am not a lollipop. I am not for licks. Would you like to say hello to everybody? Would you like to say hello to the stream? Come in. You for Necrons? Oh boy. I still don't know if I'm going to get bullied into playing Crons, honestly. Hey, don't lick my face, little boy. I have no idea where you've been. And also, you should be more worried about me. I'm dirtier than you are. Hey? Played the Halo Screed into Kagechi. It was fun. Yeah, it looks like a fun detachment. I got a Silent King with your name on it. That would actually be kind of hilarious just to show up to tournaments and see how people react. Because I've been so outwardly Necron spoken for like no amount of time. I love Necrons. I, for one, welcome our robot overlords. But yeah. Man Candy sponsored by Mushu. Man Candy just sounds wrong. There is something inherently unsettling about that series of words placed next to each other. Mushu, don't lick my mouse. What? You're full of licks tonight. There are other puppies out there in the world that are starving from a lack of licks because you're taking all their licks. Hey, don't make me tell you again, boy. Anyway, so what are our predictions for tomorrow? Would actually be a good one. Want to buy data slate? Mushu, I want to be able to put my hand there without it getting licked. Can I please do that? Can we? Is that all right with you? If I can put my hand on my desk and not get friggin' licked? All right, so the Purple Channel is having the poll go up. So if you would like to participate, head over there now. So I'm going to put Tao down because, of course, I am. Then I'm going to put down, we've had a lot of Imperium. Obviously we've got Imperium and Chaos now, so I think it's going to be Xenos. I'm going to also chuck down Eldari, and I'm going to put down, Orcs. Nobody's been saying Orcs, but, yeah, I think they're going to be coming in hot. I see Votan there. Votan would be a great one to get. That is a faction that I own and play. And then the last one, I'm gonna throw a spanner in the works, and I'm gonna say Grey Knights, because GW have broken the mold. And what's the bet? We get another Imperium army. All right, the poll is up on the Purple Channel, so if you'd like to participate, head over there. But yeah, you have Votan? Sure do. Votan was like, because I've been ghettoing it up for the longest time, especially when I was getting into it. Everything was secondhand models. Nothing was anything that I'd like really painted myself outside of like individual models here and there. Votan was the first army that I actually got to collect like in plastic. Because like as much as, you know, I could get like resin and it's cheap and, you know, it allows you to get into the tournament stuff. Votan was like collector stuff for me. Actually, I'll grab some of it and I'll show you. All right, look out, little man. All right, so I don't know how much detail is going to pick up. Mushi, you don't want to sniff a land fortress, Jesus. But that is purple. The green screen filter will take out the actual purple stuff, so it'll look blue. But yeah, so like gold accents. I've actually been really, really proud of these guys. And actually, you know what? I'm going to turn off the filter just for a second so you guys can see it properly. So cam filters. Right, enjoy the green screen. And that is what it looks like without the green being filtered out. And then we've got my Sagittor, which isn't really done, but like even did the driver on the inside and the little robot and everything. So I had them like that. And then the Land Fortress, which I've still got to do the inside of the rims and stuff. But yeah, the purple and the gold just works so well. I think the camera's not really picking it up properly. Like the purple looks really, really good. But yes, I've got a whole mess of Votan. And been putting it into my rotation of coaching stuff, and I may end up playing it in the tabletop. The only time I've been out to Uprising, which is the super major here in Australia, I actually took Votan at the end of 9th after they'd been nerfed into the ground and were ethical to play. I'd had like 2 rep games on it, and went like 5-3 or 5-2 or whatever the fucking number of rounds were. But yeah. Looks like a StarCraft Marine. Still looks blue. Yeah, it's a really nice purple. I might even I'll make a post on YouTube and put pictures of it up. But yeah, chair stream. Got to see it in person. Yeah. I really want to take my Buzz Lightyears out for a spin again. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Masu, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. All right, so we are at 10:42. I'm going to keep refreshing every now and again just because, I mean, they've been going up semi-regularly. But let's have a look at the poll. Let's have a look at the poll. View those results. Okay, tie between Eldari, Tau, and Votan so far. No faith in the Orcs. No faith in the Orcs, which likely means you're all going to be wrong and it's going to be Orcs. But yeah, I think for the big boys or girls or other, I don't want to pigeonhole knights. They can be androgynous. Yeah, so my predictions, like I was saying at the start of the stream, I think it's going to be Imperial Knights get something where they can walk through walls. Chaos Knights are favoring big models rather than the War Dog spam. That would be my best guess of what's going to be happening. What kind of detachment will Tau get? Suits or greater good? I'm hoping they do a walker detachment similar to how the Custodians got treated. I would, as per my YouTube video, I would love to get Rignon as a melee detachment for Tau and give him a bunch of extra tools and everything else. But yeah, actually, Orcs for Christmas would make sense because, you know, it's Grotmas. But yeah, so Rignon notwithstanding, I'm hoping for a walker detachment. If not something to play like a solid, like mechanized Tau. You know, something from the solid attachment that I would love to see. Imagine if we could give Tau Walkers the character keyword and enhancements. Like, you know, Riptides and Storm Surges. Think about that for a second. Let's take a Ghost Kill Commander. Dexian's on it. Dexian's on it. How fucking cool would that be to have your Warlord be a Storm Surge that has, like, enhancements on it? I'm torn. Rignon would be cool, but I would love a walker detachment more. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Sounds cool. Thanks for answering. Senchesso, that is what I do on my stream. I'm not somebody that's like, I won't talk to you unless you super chat or sub or whatever else. I don't have it in me. I'm too much of a yapper. Like, I legitimately don't understand how I could go into, like, some people's streams and, like, they never talk for, like, ages. I have the opposite problem. I'm just like, yep. Even to the point where the first couple of streams that we did for Grotmas, I yapped like 3 minutes past the release date of what we were there to talk about, and the chat is going fucking nuts. I'm getting like DMs on Discord like, Jay, you're fucking doing it again! Ah! Though, if people do want to reward my yaps, there is always Patreon or Super Chat or YouTube membership. And for 2 out of those 3, you can get access to the Discord, which is got our community. But yeah. Where's my Stompy boys? Sam, the more you focus on the clock, the longer it's going to take to get here. It's 10:46. Oh, nah, nothing on the refresh. Okay, so... Beal, thank you for gifting a sub to Risu. Enjoy that. Enjoy the railgun emotes. Oh, nothing yet. All right, they're taking their time with this one. They're taking their time. Okay, I want to be proven right, GW. Come on. Come on. But yeah, while we're waiting for that, let's check on the progress of the poll. Tau are in the lead now. For the first time, there has not been a lot of Tau faith before this. There has not been a lot of Tau faith before this. I love to see it. Do you think they'd give us melee in the form of like enhancements or a blanket all close melee replaced with X or something? So in the Rignon video, I brought up like what I would do to implement Rignon. And like, I was just kind of spitting at the time and I've had some time to think about it. But like having something which is like, you know, when you are charged, gain melee weapons equipped by Tau models gain +1 attack, +1 strength, and -1 AP. If you charge a unit, gain +2 strength. +2 attacks, +2 strength, and -1 AP. Something like that. Which, you know, like honestly won't make anything busted. That'll make like Crisis Suits, you know, strength 7, AP 1. With like 5 attacks, which for a 3-man unit really isn't that bad. You look at what like Space Wolves do, Blood Angels do, all that sort of stuff. They have some ridiculous melee. And then for enhancements, you have like the thermoneutronic projector, you have the Onager gauntlet, you have one which is use like the countercharge strat for free, heroic intervention or interrupt for free, and even if another unit has already done that, and then you do like, what would the other enhancement be? Like give them, I don't know, fucking uppy downy or something. I think that'd be the way to do it. Stealth detachment, Ghost Guild Commander with Battle Line stealth suits. That wouldn't be too bad. I think Battle Line stealth suits will never happen because of the guiding mechanic. I don't think that they can let us do that where they are just infinitely better than breaches for that job. And it just like, I think there might be some broken stuff in there because breaches, you don't want them to be guiding. You want them guided. Like they can guide and they are a great guider. It's up. Okay. I'm going to stop the apps. And we're going to go into, where are they? Chaos Knights and Imperial Knights. All right, what am I starting with first? You know what? Pat was my first recruit. We're going to go the Imperial Knights first. Questor Forge Pact. Bound by oaths of fealty or not, many knightly houses enjoy close relations with the priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Whether answering the Martian priesthood's call to arms or prosecuting their own wars of liberation against the Emperor's foes. Noble families regularly pilot their war suits to battle alongside their tech priest allies. The Skitarii soldiery are inspired by the presence of those ancient engines of destruction, uttering awestruck psalms of veneration as they advance fearlessly towards the foe. In turn, the noble champions are blessed and inspired by the chanted prayers of the machine cult and their war suits empowered by the skills of tech priests and artificers of incomparable talent. The detachment rule, Cogbound Alliance, Imperial Knights, units from your army have the following ability. Sacristan Pledge. In your command phase, one model in this unit regains one lost wound. If this unit is within 3 inches of one or more friendly tech priest models, one model in this unit regains up to D3 instead. AdMech units from your army have the following ability, Divine Inspiration. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. If this unit is within 6 inches of one or more friendly Imperial Knights units, reroll a wound roll of 1 instead. Forge World allies, you can include the following AdMech units in your army: Tech Priest Dominus, Tech Priest Manipulus, Skitarii Marshal, Skitarii Rangers, and Skitarii Vanguard. The combined points costs of such units depends on your battle size. Strike Force, 500 points. No AdMech units from your army can be your Warlord. Pat, I feel like this was like custom fucking built for you. Like, you play AdMech, you play Knights, you love both of them, you just like, that's winning. That's winning. I think this is a really, really cool idea. All right, Omniscient Champion, 30 points. Imperial Knights model only. Add 4 to the Bearer's Wound characteristic. That is fantastic. Knight of the Opus Machina, 20 points. Imperial Knights model only. Each time the bearer makes a ranged attack, if the bearer is within 6 inches of one or more friendly AdMech units, reroll a hit roll of 1. Again, really, really nice. Knights don't have a ton of access to rerolls, so this is just a great mechanic for them to have. Magos Questoris, Tech Priest model only. While the bearer is within 3 inches of one or more friendly Imperial Knights units, it has Lone Operative. In your command phase, select one friendly Imperial Knights model within 3 inches of the bearer. That model regains 2 lost wounds. This will be an auto-include. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, but this will be an auto-include. That is just way too good. Healing as well as Lone Op, as well as all the other benefits that they get. The whole point of this detachment is that they are moving close together, and it means that a tech priest can be exposed with a big boy and not have to worry about just being blown off the board. Though notice that the Lone Op ability from the last data slate doesn't stop things like Doom Bolts and that sort of stuff, so be aware of that. Vocifer Magnificat. Aura, 15 points. Imperial Knights model only. While an enemy unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, worsen the leadership characteristic of models in that unit by 1. So it's the Skitarii ability that they've got. While a friendly AdMech unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, improve their leadership by 1. This one can actually be sleeper really, really good. Because Imperial Knights often will win a lot of their games not by just flat out destroying everything, but just stat checking and auto-seeing people from like whatever they're doing. So an Imperial Knights model that worsens leadership, if you can't kill a Knight model, it makes it even harder to like flip an objective. For example, notice it doesn't say to a minimum of 1, which means that my breaches can go to OC1, my pathfinders can go to OC0. And while they're in range of it, just cannot take an objective away from that knight, so I have to kill it. Unless there's a rules carve out in core rules where you can only go to a minimum of 1. But yeah, anyway. All right, so our stratagems: Omnisci's Grace, 1 CP, any phase. Just after a mortal wound is allocated to an Imperial Knight or AdMech unit from your army, that Imperial Knight or AdMech unit, until the end of the phase, you get a 5-up, feel no pain against mortal wounds. That's nice. That's nice. It'll come up every now and again. It stops things like, like a railgun doesn't want to hit on a wound on a 6, because that means they can pop this and get a feel no pain against it. Grenade strat to chip wounds down, all that sort of thing. And just because somebody took issue with the order in which I read things, guess what? We're going down to the bottom right now. Thronegeist Fury. When your opponent's movement phase, just after an enemy unit is set up or ends a normal advance or fall back move, 1 Imperial Knight's Titanic unit from your army that is within 24 invisible to that enemy unit. Select 1 ranged weapon equipped by a model in your unit. You can shoot at that enemy unit, and only if it's an eligible target. When doing so, that model can only make attacks with that weapon, and each time it makes a ranged attack, an unmodified hit roll of 6 is required to score a hit, irrespective of the attacking weapon's ballistic skill or any modifiers. So 1 CP worse Overwatch, but it allows a Titanic model to actually shoot. Yeah, so we'll have to see how this pans out. I think this will have use every now and again, but I don't think this is something that they will regularly spend their CP on. All right, into the middle on the left. Vengeance of the Machine Cult. So any phase, 1 CP, 1 Imperial Knights from your unit from your army that was just destroyed. You can use it on that unit even though it was just destroyed. Until the end of the battle, the enemy unit that destroyed it is marked. Each time an AdMech model from your army makes an attack, gain lethal hits. This is great. This is great. This is like the Montcar full rerolls to hit thing. The AdMech units, like Skitarii, have a bunch of weapons you don't normally care about, and they got 3 very good special weapons. Having lethal hits on them just adds to their efficiency if you're spending 500 points of your army getting those units. All right, up to the top right. Machine Focus, 1 CP your command phase, 1 Imperial Knights unit from your army. Until the start of your next turn, your unit can ignore all modifiers to the following: weapon skill or ballistic skill of weapons equipped by its models, any hit roll or wound roll made for it. That is amazing, especially in the context of what we've seen from other detachments where there's a bunch of -1 to wound being brought in there. Having a big boy that you know is about to unload on somebody, or like a little boy walker that has the auto cannons that really need to put in damage, and just be like, fuck you, you're not using your strat. I'm going to preemptively make it so you don't want to. That is really, really good. Okay, so down to the bottom left, Bonded Imperative. Your command phase, just before an Imperial Knight's character unit from your army uses a Bondsman ability, that Imperial Knight character unit, when selecting targets for the use of that Bondsman ability, you can select 1 friendly AdMech unit within 12 of your unit in addition, or instead of selecting 1 Armiger model. Until the start of your next command phase, every model in that AdMech unit is affected by that Bondsman. So it's a 1-turn thing. You cannot target Knight Preceptor with this stratagem. So I'll let Pat weigh in whether this is actually good or not. Like, what does your Bondsman give you again? It's like a +1 to hit or something, or a feel no pain. Anyway, and then the last one, Aggression Begets Aggression. Your shooting phase, 1 Imperial Knights unit from your army, or 1 Imperial Knights character unit from your army, and 1 friendly AdMech unit within 6 of it. Until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in your unit have Assault. This is just broadly good. Giving Assault to Knights is one of the major things that they haven't had access to, is the ability to advance and shoot. Throw in on top of this in the context of Pariah Nexus, where there are a bunch of missions where you can also advance and do actions with battle line units. This means that you pick an Imperial Knights unit, which can be the Armigers, or a character and then the AdMech unit. And the Titanic characters can also, I think it's shoot and still do actions. Oh, that doesn't come up for that. But being able to have an Armiger advance, shoot, do an action, and get you all of that in one package. Now, it won't be every single game because you have to have that mission modifier, but that is just really great, especially when you really need to get angles. Yeah, this is Pat. I'm gonna go out on it. I'm gonna go out and say that this is a banger. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is a banger. All right, so let's go to the Iconoclast Fiefdom. When the fallen nobles of iconoclast houses go to war, they are often followed by teeming masses of mutants, cultists, and heretic soldiers. These awed mortals offer chanted prayers to these towering beacons of corruption, worshipping them as mechanical idols of the dark gods. Rushing forward around the clawed feet of these gigantic knight suits, the cursed hordes scream battle cries and sing of their devotion as they hurl themselves into the foe. As the death count beneath them escalates, the fallen nobles rejoice in the bloodshed, the warp-twisted mechanisms of their thrones mechanicum, feeding vampirically upon the sacrifice of their thralls and infusing pilot and steed with ever greater infernal might. All right, so detachment rule is Dreaded Masters. Titanic Chaos Knights. Who the fuck was right? Let's go. Dread Knight's aura, while a friendly damned unit is within 9 of this unit. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1 and a wound roll of 1. Chaos Knights units from your army have the following ability, Dark Sacrifice. Each time a Chaos Knights unit with this ability is selected to shoot or fight, it can make a Dark Sacrifice. If it does, select one damned unit within 6 of it. That damned unit must take a leadership test. If passed, destroy D3 models in that damned unit. If failed, destroy D3 plus 3. In either case, then select one of the following abilities for your Chaos Knights unit's weapons to have until the end of the phase. Lethal hits or sustained hits 1. That is extremely powerful. That is extremely powerful. You can include damned units in your army. See Codex Chaos Space Marines. The combined points cost of such units depend on your battle size, strike force up to 500 points. No damn models can be your warlord. Profane Altar. Chaos Knights model only. 20 points. Each time the bearer makes a Dark Sacrifice, the maximum number of models are destroyed in the selected damned unit. 3 if the unit's leadership test is passed, or 6 if it's failed. But until the end of the phase, the bearer's weapon have both lethal hits and sustained hits 1. Honestly, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It depends on the unit that you're having to kill models off from. And if you've got any ways to get those models back, but that is really good. Pave the Way, 15 points. Chaos Knights model only. At the start of the declared battle formation step, you can select up to 3 damned units from your army. The selected units have Scout 6. That is incredible. Chaos Knights and Knights in general don't really have access to a lot of scouts, and movement is extremely important and powerful. That is a great enhancement. Tyrant's Banner, 5 points. Chaos Knights model only. Each time the bearer makes a Dark Sacrifice, select one visible damned unit to take a leadership test instead of a damned unit within 6 inches. All right, so it's just visible. That's actually very powerful as well. Nbane TV, thank you for the follow. Diabolical Resilience, 35 points. The bearer has the Feel No Pain 6+ ability, and you can ignore any or all modifiers to its move characteristic or to any advance or charge rolls made for it. Feel No Pain and ignore move and advance and charge characteristics. That has the potential to be powerful. The 6-up Feel No Pain on its own is very, very good because you can put that on a big knight. The move characteristic and advance or charge rolls will depend on what's in the meta. Though, having said that, we have seen detachments revealed that have minuses to charge for enemy units. Tau has in Cao Yon, which is the most popular detachment at the moment, we have -2 to charge for any grenade models, which is like all of our breaches and pathfinders and a lot of the stuff you would want to get on top of. So meta dependent, this can be extremely powerful. It is expensive for 35 points, but I think the Feel No Pain and the ignore modifiers is worth it. All right, Avenge the Masters, 1 CP. Any phase, 1 Chaos Knights unit from your army that was just destroyed can use it. Marked, you get lethal hits against it on damned models. If the damned models, and I don't know which CSM models have that keyword, I'd have to look it up, that can be extremely powerful. Just like the Skitarii, if they've got something that can make use of it, notice it doesn't say ranged attack, it just says attack, which means that you can have some very, very killy damned units if built correctly. All right, then we're going to go down to the bottom left. Soul Hunger, fight phase just after a Chaos Knights unit from your army is fought. That Chaos Knights unit, if one or more models were destroyed as a result of those attacks, your unit regains up to D3 lost wounds. If one or more models from Battle Shocked units were destroyed as a result of those attacks, you gain D3 plus 2 lost wounds instead. Extremely powerful. Worthless Chattel. Your shooting phase, a damned unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, enemy units are not considered to be within engagement range of your unit for the purposes of selecting targets of ranged weapons. Until the end of the phase, each time an enemy model loses a wound while that model's unit is within engagement range of your unit, roll a d6 on a 4-up. One model from your unit is destroyed after the attacking unit has finished making attacks. This is risk versus reward, but again, can be extremely powerful where you jam somebody up with a damned unit and then go, fuck you, everything in my army. Because notice it says a damned unit that's within engagement range, but the enemy unit is not considered to be within engagement range of your unit until the end of the phase. That is your entire army shoot at something that you've locked in combat and has to fall back and shoot or fall back and whatever, but you get to shoot at it. This might seem low-key because I might lose a model, but a 50% chance for you get your entire army to slam into something, fucking great. Going down in the bottom right, because chaos is great. Preserve the idols. Your opponent's movement phase just after an enemy unit ends a normal, advance, or fall back move. One Chaos Knights unit from your army that is within 9 inches of that enemy unit. Select one damned unit from your army that is not battle shocked, not within engagement range of one or more enemy units, and is within 6 inches of your unit. That damned unit can make a normal move of up to 6 inches, but it must end this move closer to that enemy unit than where it started the move. Now, this wording lets it be different from Blood Surge moves or Space Wolves' equivalent of Blood Surge, where that was FAQ'd that you don't have to make a move depending on the roll. You can see the roll and then just stay still, and you count as having made that move, but you haven't moved. This says you must end the move closer to that enemy unit than where it started, so you must go 0.1, which I know is like, yeah, like you're spending this CP to move, but it means once somebody commits to spending that CP, you must go closer than when you started. That also means you can't just move in any direction you want. You have to go towards that unit. So opponent's movement phase just after the end, a normal advance or fall back move, one Chaos Knights unit from your army that's within 9, then a damned unit that's within 6 inches of that unit moves up. Now, what the potential applications of this, and this is where movement is so important and is so incredibly powerful. You have a damned unit near a Chaos Knights unit, and then you can just move them 6 inches and completely block off that unit being able to be charged, blocking movement for other units that might want to move around that Chaos Knight model. There's a bunch of applications for this. This will have an insanely high skill ceiling to use well. All right, Wretched Masses, 2 CP, any phase, one damned unit, excluding a cursed cultist, from your army that was just destroyed. You can use this stratagem even though it was destroyed. Effect is add a new unit to your army identical to the destroyed unit in strat reserve, starting strength, all wounds. You can only use this stratagem once per battle. This stratagem cannot be used to return destroyed characters to attached units. Mushu, no licking, please, bub. No licking. Yeah, so they've just given him a reinforcement strat. That's really, really good. And then we've got, last but not least, Unrestrained Rage. Your movement phase just after a Chaos Knight unit advances or falls back. That unit until the end of the turn, your unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced or fell back. That is really great. You have that on one of the big models, Kool-Aid manning through a wall, advancing while doing it. They get to shoot them, they get to charge them. This is really great. So obviously this detachment doesn't have the walk through walls strat that their index one does, but this definitely makes up for it in allowing your big suits to do incredibly dangerous things. So I'll let my knight specialist chime in, but I am going to say that this is a pretty banger set of detachments. Like, I saw a comment before. I can't remember who said it. So Sam said Chaos Knight could be really strong, but it's a little boring. I don't know that I find this boring. Like, obviously, I'm not the Chaos Knights player. It seems pretty flavorful, being able to, instead of just demons, being able to add in stuff from the CSM codex. I think that there's a lot of different build potential here, and it just kind of seems fun. It kind of reminds me of Skaven, where you threaten yourself a lot to get these big benefits. And I'm a little bit about that, though I am biased because I love my little rats. I'm gonna call this a G-dub. Super flavorful, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't like the detachments, so I guess my Imperial Knights will have to be benched for a while until Codex. It's disappointing, Sarah. I was hoping you'd be an AdMech fan as well, and this would be right up your alley. 15 points is hella cheap for that. Which one are we talking about there? Which was their 15 points? For Pave the Way, yeah, that is extremely cheap. Extremely cheap. Currently looking at a Crusader and a whole lot of Armigers with Rangers. Yeah, that'll work. There's lore for a few Dreadblades that basically have hordes of Chaos Cultists following them around as giant altars to Khorne. I love that. I think that's fucking great. But let's have a look at the article and let's see what's on for tomorrow. So, Silent Knights, Unholy Knights. That is a great name. Whoever did that, oh my God, I'm actually so sad I didn't think of that for my title. That's, yeah. Grey Knights! I want y'all to look at the poll. Eldari won, but look at this. I put that in there. I put that shit in there. Are you not entertained? How do I keep fucking doing this? Oh my God. Now, Grey Knights is one of the armies that I play. They were my first army in 40k. They were not my first love, but they were my first army. Yeah. Holy shit. Should I become a psychic as well? Like, I'm just going to start predicting people's shit. You have a very good understanding of the game at GW, it seems. I am amazing. It is true. It's very good of all of you to say that and to fluff my ego. It's very important to me. Yeah, holy shit. All right, well, everybody, that is our Grotmas stream. I am very excited for Grey Knights. Knights players, hopefully you are enjoying the new flavor that you've got. I want Jay has Psycho Powers, and I'm a Grey Knight player, and it was Grey Knights. Coincidence? I mean... But, yeah, thank you so much to all of my patrons who make all of my videos possible. If you would like to join them and the Discord and the community, head to links in the description on the YouTube channel or YouTube membership at the $5 tier or higher, and you can get access to all of the stuff that we've got going on. Higher tiers get access to me and coaching every single month. So if you'd like a psyker to rev up your game, reach into the warp, maybe find something, tickle the Emperor's balls, then yeah, have a look at our Patreon tiers or our YouTube membership tiers. Especially my Pantheon tier members who get access to me whenever the fuck they want. I basically don't say no to them. But yeah, thank you everybody. We'll be back for Grotmas, day 10 tomorrow. Oh, I'm bricked up. Have a good night, everybody.